Hello everyone and welcome to the Crown Royal Truck Series, race number 11 of this season here for the Vornado 200 at the Glen. We're here at Watkins Glen International for one of the craziest races you'll see this season. Watkins Glen has put on some remarkable finishes, including Season 4 of the Mountain Dew Custom Series, when the leaders took each other out at the end and Anderson Reed snuck by to win. We've had a lot of chaos down here in the Truck Series as well. The inaugural race had the front row of Alex Kraft and Matty Porta, two fantastic road course ringers that are in this race today, take each other out and dive through turn one, crashing each other and taking out the two favorites of the race. This is sure to be an exciting event, and the fans and drivers are ready for 21 laps here at Watkins Glen. Alex Peters is not really known as a road course guy, but that 45 team has been bad fast this season. 2 wins and 5th in points so far. He rolls off on the pole. And alongside him is Riley Spurleytube. He's 9th in points right now with one of the wild card spots, but he really has to hope that he can get himself back into the top 8 today. In position number 3 is Jay Jefferson in the Cobalt Tools colors, but Matty Porta in the 12 for Rockstar Energy Racing is pulling up today, and he is in the 4th position. You know that Sauber Racing Team has struck a deal with Sebastian Kukulon to drive the 20. He starts in 9th today. So they paid him back with Matty Porta taking over the 12 this weekend here at Watkins Glen. We're ready to see if Porta can finally break through to win at Watkins Glen. He's been bad fast here all his career. He's had top 5 finishes, top 5 starts, but never a win. He won once in the JROC. Let's see if he can do it again. Anderson Reed's the previous winner here. He rolls off in the 5th position, and alongside him is Eli Bright in the 8. He has won the last 2 races this season. He rolls off in 6th. Eric Monaco with a fantastic start. Logan Bradley, an underdog row in number 4. Looking for this, but Logan Bradley not too big of an underdog. 17th in points. He still has a fighting chance. It might be a must-win scenario for that 57 team, but he does have a chance with just 3 races left until the chase. And looking even further back, you got Ethan Head, Jesse Turner starting up front. Preston Emmons in the 94 this weekend for Cloud Foster Racing Operations after he will not be returning to the team next season. And look at Joseph Strigley. The Cup Series, you can see him running very well, but even in the trucks, it's struggled, especially with how underpowered that team is. He rolls off 16th today. Let's see what the road course ringer can do in his truck today. Kev Shearer announcing retirement this season. He will be out of the NSDCA once again at the end of this season. He's trying to finish off strong with the top 20 start here at Watkins Glen. And last month here at the Glen, or here in Indianapolis, in the Cup Series, Austin Johnson had a vicious crash. He's back, though, in this event, but he has an NSDCA probation lengthened to the end of this season. He has to drive very nicely here in these next few races because those Cup wrecks that he caused, 4 of them as a matter of fact, that is not very happy, not getting him very happy with the NSDCA officials. Gatlin Downey will be driving the 35 for the rest of the season. Jose Perez, 4th in points, was injured at Kentucky in a Cup race, and he will be missing the remainder of the season. We hope and pray for Jose that he'll be able to come back next year, maybe to that 35 team. The rest of the field coming on through. A lot of drivers in this grid looking for their first win. A lot of guys are road course guys looking to win here, but a lot of them want to get into the chase. We have 3 races left, including Watkins Glen, until we get our 8 drivers that are in points and the 2 wild cards, the 10 driver chase. Let's go ahead down trackside for the commands to fire the engines here at the Watkins Glen International Road Course.
Drivers, start your engines.
Engines are fired as the drivers come through the S's. Talking about this course real quick. This is a different Watkins Glen than you've seen in previous years, earlier years of the NSDCA, as well as the late years of NASCAR. But this course, a couple interesting components about it. Turn 1, very big passing opportunity and very treacherous. It's a hard braking zone down. Through the S's, you're speeding up, but down this back straightaway, you notice the cones on the right side up there means that we do not use the bus stop. It is a straight line all the way down into the carousel where you really got to get on the brakes and hope and hope you just have enough so you don't go careening off the edge of the carousel and up possibly into the tires or into the boot. This is the super speedway of road course racing, no doubt about it. It's very fast. You're not on the brakes too often here at Watkins Glen. The main braking points are turn 1. Here at the carousel, you got to slow it down a bit, but you can carry some momentum if you're on the outside. And then down into the final 2 corners there, coming onto the front straightaway. 3 long straightaways with just a handful of corners to match. This course was a lot more technical when we used the bus stop, but that was the problem with it. The bus stop gave a lot more chaos than these guys did here without it. So that's why the NSDCA does not use it for National Series competition. However, if the modifieds ever came here, as well as the DPDS earlier this season, because of safety concerns with the older cars and how much a little bit unsafer they are at high speeds, that's why they used the bus stop there in the DPDS race about a month or 2 ago. Alex Peters in front, Riley Spurleytube second, Jay Jefferson, Matty Porta, your top 4. One thing to point out, Roger Ray with a horrible qualifying run. He starts this race 38th. As well, Cody Goforth, Stephen Wallace Jr., Aiden Smith outside of the top 30. That's some championship chase contenders right there. Peters, Spurleytube, front row. Jefferson in row 2 with Matty Porta. The starts are a bit wonky here, but no matter. We are racing green flags in the air here at Watkins Glen, and already we're going to be going 4 wide into turn 1. Ethan Head with a big dive in the 17. He's looking for spots. Now, Reed and Bradley making some contact there in the 41 and 57. And it looks like clean enough to get through here. And no one is involved in anything yet. That's going to be short-lived. Here comes Jefferson now up the inside of Spurleytube for second. Jefferson is a pretty good road racer, but I do not think he has a win at a road course yet. Going to try to change that today. Further back now, Peter Onjak trying to make it 3 wide back there. Was looking to the inside of Shearer. Not going to happen. But Ethan Head on that opening start dove it 4 wide, and he's now inside the top 10 for that 17 team. He's a good road course racer in himself as well. Alex Peters out in front trying to hang on. Cody Smart wants to get Rockstar Energy Racing their first National Series victory. He's back there in that 3rd position. But now Alex Peters going to have to defend over Jay Jefferson. Will Peters lead lap 1? Peters is going to run it a bit wide. That's the wall for the 45 already, and Jefferson's going to steal lap 1 away from Alex Peters. And that's going to drop Peters back a bit. And again, this course, it's slick. It's a slick track. Don't know what the track owners do about this track, but they do make it pretty slick. And now this is a dangerous part of the course, probably the scariest portion. The carousel hasn't shown as many incidents as this part of the course does, but thankfully everyone's going to stay, for the most part, clean and green for this first lap. But here comes Porta now fighting in that 12. He's going to look to the bottom of Jefferson. Now Eli Bright going behind the 12, trying to take that spot. And you see, they kind of snake a little bit down this back straightaway. That's trying to break some draft, but it's also a bit faster with how that back straightaway is formed up and the bumps on it. They actually kind of want to run a bit of a more curve down that back straightaway to keep the most speed. But we have a battle for the race lead. Jefferson on the inside of Matty Porta in the 12. Eli Bright side by side for second now with Jefferson, as Porta in the AT&T colors trying to hang on. Now Jefferson fighting back on the outside, and he can make it work. You can make that outside line work if you don't slide up like Peters and Jefferson just did, and it will be Matty Porta now in the race lead for that 12 team of Rockstar Energy Racing. Further back, look all the way back here. Gatlin Downey dropping back in the 35. There's Austin Johnson again. He has not had a good time with the NSDCA officials this season. Now a bit of contact there with Matt Sladek in the 19 as they come on through. Single file for the most part up front. Colton Lane's going to hit some of that grass, but now the rest of the field looking to get a bit more single filed out, and Roger Ray not having a good time today. Already started this race 38th. He fell back to 39th. Larry Hagan right behind him in the 76th, back there in 40th. Now Eli Bright fighting. You see him all snaking down that back straightaway, mostly single file up here. Anderson Reed in the 41. He was the benefactor of a chaotic Watkins Glen Mountain Dew Custom Series race, and I believe he is your defending winner of this race in the Crown Royal Truck Series, so he knows how to get it done here at Watkins Glen. But back a couple years ago in the Mountain Dew Custom Series is where this 41 team made that move at the end of the race. They were trying to make a move for the race lead. They were third on the last lap. I believe Jordan Forbes took out the race leader. Those two went off into the carousel, and Anderson Reed came home to win that event. So he is right now in 6th, putting up a run that he wants to try to do as he's fighting to find a ride for next season, because I'm pretty sure Anjado does not have him on the roster for next season. Eli Bright has to defend from Jay Jefferson back there. Matty Porta continuing to lead here in that 12 truck as they head on through. Logan Bradley is up to 7th, 8th Eric Monaco, 9th Kukulon, 10th Ethan Head in the 17 car as they come on down. And Ethan Head, that is a fantastic performance so far. Started this race 11th. He fell back to 10th after that crazy opening move of 4 wide on the opening lap. But he's now just inside the top 10, trying to fight his way and show that he has some skill to possibly get another truck ride next season, as he will not be on SBR. Preston Emmons, I forget what team signed him, but I'm pretty sure this 94 driver has been snatched up. He's right now in the 13th position for Cloud Foster Racing Operations. This 94 truck has not been too bad this season. They've had Dusty Neal, Patrick Smith running very well. Gatlin Downey at some super speedways have also gotten him some skill up there. But back up front, Matty Porta in the lead over 2 TSR guys of Jefferson and Bright. Now Jefferson sliding up on Eli, coming off of the corner. As you see, turn 1's going to be treacherous if you try to dive 2, maybe even 3 wide. You see Downey was on the rumble strips there as the whole field continues to cycle on by. Jefferson now losing a spot there, and we've stayed green for 5 laps, so a nice clean Glen race so far. As I say that, you're probably going to be seeing someone flipping over those billboards back there as they come through the S's, but the S's are actually a pretty safe portion of the track. The main causes of concern are the turn 1 and into the S's. If you're really hitting each other there, you're probably going to be crashing, and the carousel. Those are the 2 main portions, because coming out of the S's, down that back straightaway, and into these final 2 corners, you don't really see too much contact, too much issues there. There might be some issues coming off of this corner if someone slides up, bounces off the wall, as you saw Peters do earlier. Now TSR, Zach Rogers DNQ'd in the 21, but that really gave, I guess, TSR power, because they now sit 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. All 3 of these guys actually sit in the chase right now, and Spurleytube's going to throw it 3 wide. This is dangerous. Spurleytube's going to get turned in the 28, into the wall, bounces right back off into traffic. Onjek's going to slide on by, and caution is out. Everyone else is trying to make it on through, and they are going to keep it pretty clean there for the most part. Eric Monaco kind of held up by it, but Spurleytube dove it 3 wide. Cars into the wall in the back. That's Brandon Morris and Zachary DeLello in the 53 on the backstretch. Morris gets hit by Fitzwater. And as I said, you're going to be seeing cars probably flipping over the billboards back there. Joseph Srigley's off at the carousel. And now everything's popping off. 1 caution, and now there's going to be 7 as Matty Porta continues to lead in this 12 truck as they come off of the corner. We'll hold the flyby right here to make sure everyone makes it through the final corner properly. Jefferson a bit wide. But that will bring us to the first caution of the day, 7 laps into this truck event, the Vornado 200 at the Glen. And everyone's going to try to bring themselves back around, probably head down pit road, get some repairs as Maxwell Fye doors it into the wall. And we'll be getting ready to go back racing here in just a few laps at the Glen. Brandon Morris, Shepherd Racing, had some good qualifying performances the last few weeks. Looks like this one's just going to end up in the wall for that 89 team. So that's some decent damage to the 89. He's bringing it back to pit road. Only 24th in points, so running about the same as Yepes did last season, but that 89 team torn up. Zachary Fitzwater's day done. Don't know if this team's going to last any further, and Joseph Strigley wasn't even part of that those initial incidents. He just went off at the carousel, might have made some contact with someone. Got in the tires. They're going to take some tires there. Austin Delgado also has damage. Spurleytube, DeLello now at the back. Goforth, I think, was held up by it. So that's good for Roger Ray. A couple spots there for him. He's going to be up inside, I believe, the top 30 now. But Matty Porta has pretty much dominated this race so far in the 12 truck. Eli Bright, Alex Peters, Anderson Reed, Jay Jefferson, remainder of your top 5. Logan Bradley, Ethan Head, Sebastian Kukulon, Alex Banyako, Jesse Turner, your top 10. We'll see if there will be pit stops. There probably will be. This is about a third of the way through. Fuel window of the past years has only been, I believe, less than halfway. So I assume that these guys will come on in this time by. We'll see what'll happen there. But let's go ahead real quick. Get you a replay of what happened to bring out the first caution of the day here at Watkins Glen. So the incident here, Riley Spurleytube in the 28 is going to try a 2-for-1 move on his teammates Eli Bright, Jay Jefferson. Not going to happen. You're coming through 3 wide. Jefferson and Bright need to get back on the track, and Spurleytube just gets involved in it. As he spins, you see Monaco just sneak by, Onjak just sneak by, and the field goes up into the S's. DeLello slows down just enough, but this stack up right here is going to bring the 19 into the mix, as the 89 and 53 are side-by-side for their position. The 19's trying to go 3 wide. He's going to hook the 89 down into the inside wall. Morris slides back up. DeLello's going to get a piece of it as the 89 goes spinning. Cody Goforth just going to sneak by to the outside, but Fitzwater not as lucky. He piles right into the back of the 89 of Brandon Morris. Heavy hit to that FAR team, but again, the 19 just getting aggressive. Sladek dives to the inside of the 89. They make contact. That's a pretty big hit for the 89 team as well. Goforth just getting through and then clobbered again by the 59 team there of Zachary Fitzwater. Further up, Joseph Strigley is going to get into the side of Austin Johnson, getting into the corner. It's going to spin the 63 up and into the wall. So a road course ace in Strigley. Not having a good time here at Watkins Glen. But also the 90 of Delgado is in the back of Sladek. He's going to spin across, and Spurleytube and him are going to make contact. So even more carnage here at Watkins Glen. They all spin here. We'll bring you guys back to the action after this. Back live here at the Vornado 200 at the Glen, and as we predicted, pit stops are going to happen here as everyone's going to bring their trucks on into pit road. 7 laps in, coming to lap 8 now. If this race was indeed 7 laps to the fuel window, you could make it to the end on one more pit stop around lap 14. But as you see there, you see Joseph Strigley might be your race leader. Because he came in, you know, I don't know if that was necessarily a legal pit stop, but he did come in under that caution, really, and it looks like fuel for a lot of drivers. Fuel only for a lot of drivers, 2 tires for some. Alex Peters, they're checking that 45. I don't know what's wrong with Alex Peters, as he is still on pit road in the 45 truck. They're finally going to let it off the jack, so there must have been an issue there with the 45 team, but now he is going to be back out mid-pack. I thought Lane and Monaco got together there. But Joseph Strigley might be your race leader because I don't think he went down a lap under caution. So this 63 team might be the race leader when we come back around. The lights on the pace car go out, but again, just because he's in front now doesn't mean he's the race leader. He could be a lap down. I'm not sure how this works, though. But Eli Bright, Ethan Head, Cody Smart, Anderson Reed, or not Cody Smart, this is Matty Porta, Anderson Reed, Logan Bradley, Sebastian Kukulon, Alex Banyako, Jay Jefferson, Jesse Turner, Preston Emmons, Onjak, Murray, Brown, Lane, Monaco, Shearer, Allison, Johnson, all ahead now of Alex Peters. So Peters really had a poor pit stop. Roger Ray's now ahead of a good group of cars. So that could be big for him. Spurleytube, they repaired that truck. He's probably not going to be anywhere near the front now. There you see DeLello. So good thing about Watkins Glen and road courses in general is they have a very short time for the under pit road stuff. So at a big road course like this, it's only 2 laps of caution. So that means you can get out racing quicker and quicker. But after that, Joseph Strigley might be your race leader. I don't know how big brain of a strategy this is, but he did come in. You know, I think the pits would be closed, but I guess you could come in when you're damaged up, because Strigley did come in before everyone else did, so he might be your race leader in that 63 team. So we went from crashing to the race lead. Don't know how that's going to work, but we will get the update when they come cycle around. Of course, the timing line here for positions is around the front straightaway. So Strigley might be your race leader. It might be Eli Bright, but you also got Ethan Head, Matty Porta, Anderson Reed, Logan Bradley, Kukulon, Banyako, Jefferson, Turner, Emmons inside this top 10. Green flag's back in the air. Colton Lane's ducking down pit road. And Joseph Strigley is your race leader, but he is damaged severely. Ethan Head looking for it. And now they're taking Strigley 3 wide into turn 1. Kukulon with a bit of damage contact there. Strigley a bit sideways. The field's coming on through. He's slow. And now Ethan Head in the 17 is your new race leader as they come through the S's. and Strigley's holding up the rest of the field. This is probably going to cause a caution. With how bad these guys race in Watkins Glen, this will cause a caution because you got Jay Jefferson back there who hates lap trucks. He might just go up there and turn Strigley through the carousel with how he drives with lappers. But now Strigley's slow up in front. He has every right to be fighting for positions and to be hanging on up here. But, you know, as a slow truck, I wouldn't want to be making enemies when you have only maybe $200,000 to your name. Eli Bright now going after Ethan Head for the race lead. Matty Porta, Anderson Reed, and Logan Bradley are your top 5. Benyako, Murray back there. Now Ethan Head trying to hold off Eli Bright. Bright trying to go 3 in a row. Head is sideways coming off of the corner. And now Eli Bright's your race leader. He's trying to do what no one has in the NSDCA and go 3 in a row in race wins. They've had the greats. Diego Yepes has gone 2 in a row many times. Jay Jefferson could have had 4 in a row last season if he didn't blow up at Iowa. But now Eli Bright out in front. Reed second, Head third. Porta in 4th, Bradley 5th, Benyako, Murray, Preston Emmons, Kukulon, and Jesse Turner, your top 10. There's Jefferson now as Strigley's trying to get by. The good thing about Strigley, though, it might pack the trucks up a little bit, but it could spread them out a lot more as he's slower. As you see, that top group is really spread out now, so hoping that we could see some good racing here at Watkins Glen. We usually see it when it's not cautions. You see a lot of guys there. It's a slick track, so a lot of drivers make mistakes on these high speed straights heading into the corner. So that's why this course is so entertaining to the fans and always sells out here in Watkins Glen, New York. But coming on through, we're coming around. This is halfway this time by as they come across. So halfway through this event. And it is Eli Bright in the race lead. Colton Lane is out with a tire failure. So Lane's season in both Cup and Trucks has just gone from bad to worse, really. He has the 1 win at Road America earlier this season in Cup, but that's basically it. Now Murray a bit wide. Emmons, please let him back on track. This ain't going to work. Irving Allison turned into the wall with Matthew Brown. You can't go 3 wide through turn 1. There's just no way you're going to do it, and that is 2 drivers fighting inside the top 10 in points now involved in that one. Eli Bright out in front of Anderson Reed. Ethan Head in 3rd. Porta 4th. Bradley 5th as they come down the back straightaway. Going to have to race it back. Eli Bright is going to throw it wide. That's how Anderson Reed won his Mountain Dew Custom Series event here at Watkins Glen. Was someone screwed up in the carousel as the last pass, and Reed is now your race leader. Anderson Reed sits 20th in points. He still has a chance to come back and make the chase. It's going to be a long shot, though. He is in a must-win scenario. But now look at Ethan Head all over the back of him. Can Head try to get a move coming down the front straightaway? Not going to happen. Top 6 stay fine. Kukulon and Emmons are pushing all over each other coming off of the corner there. Kukulon's going to take the spot from Emmons. The rest of the field cycling on by. Joseph Strigley's going to fall back to about 27th there as now Alex Kraft tries to make a move on him. Not going to happen, but the field now is going to form back up for another caution period. But that was some good racing, and Anderson Reed just snuck by Bright there. They had a gaggle heading into turn number into the carousel that one time, and Eli Bright was able to sneak by Ethan Head. Zachary DeLello's back out on track, but this is big in the championship hunt. Irving Allison is a wild card player. He's now going to be damaged as he's fought back this whole season, and Matthew Brown is 8th in points. This could take him out. Spurley Tube is 2 points behind him, but he's still on track. He's only 2 spots ahead of Brown right now, but with how this race could go, running slow at the back with that damage could ensure him some points on Brown. So this changes everything. 1 car slow on the apron. That is Austin Murray at flat tire in the 91, the pedal to metal racing 91. So that's going to take Murray out of contention for this. 12 of 21 complete. Next time by will be, I believe, 8 laps to go here at Watkins Glen. So the question is, will these guys pit this time? Will we see diverging strategy? I don't think anyone took 4 tires under that last caution. Many took 2. A few took fuel only, but I don't have that report up currently. Either way, they shouldn't be able to make it to the end if they pit on lap 7. I don't think you can make 14 laps on fuel here at Watkins Glen. But Irving Allison, Matthew Brown now tangled there. BGM and SBR. Got a lot of underdogs up here. Roger Ray's now inside the top 20, so he's charging towards the front. We'll go ahead and see if anyone comes in this time. But Anderson Reed's in the race lead. But Ethan Head in second. He's been daring today He was one of the first guys by Joseph Strigley, but he also, remember, on that opening lap, into turn one, he dove it pretty much 4 wide, tried to make as many spots as he could. Of course, they kind of got down to 2 wide by the time he hit turn one, but he went for a big move early, and love the pacing line here at Watkins Glen as Austin Murray just drives into the dirt over there. But Ethan Head definitely could be a driver, a big underdog to possibly try to win this race. We're going to go ahead and pause the camera right here as we're going to see if anyone other than Murray comes in, and it does not look like anyone else is going to come on in, so there could be the possibility that these guys can make it to the end, or they're hoping for another caution to come out, so maybe they can have some strategy there. They could also just be saving a bunch of fuel under caution because they know what Watkins Glen is, and as many pacing laps as you have, if you end up at the back at the end and people are saving fuel in front of you, you could be screwed. You could be really screwed there. Anderson Reed's leading them around. We will be getting back racing this time by, but Murray's team, they did put 2 new tires on it. We'll go ahead, get you a replay. What happened to Matthew Brown and Irving Allison? Second caution of the day, Matthew Brown side-by-side with Irving Allison, and into the corner, TRD not having a good time, or Toyota not having a good time, as they're going to hook together, and Brown ends up hooking the 82 into the wall. Big hit for Irving Allison as he's trying to fight his way into a wild card spot, and big hit for Brown, who's trying to stay in the top 10 in points. We get a big hit there. Irving Allison, Matthew Brown damaged up. Bring you guys back to the action after this. We are back live at the Vornado 200 at the Glen. Anderson Reed's your race leader. Ethan Head in second. It is Matty Porta third, Logan Bradley fourth, and Eli Brighton fifth. Sixth is Ben Yacco, seventh Kukulon, eighth Preston Emmons, ninth Jay Jefferson, 10th Jesse Turner. Peter Onchak 11th, Eric Monaco 12th, Johnson 13th, Shearer up to 14th, Alex Peters back in 15th. 16th Colton Yo, 17th Antoine Smith, 18th Luke Rainey, 19th Roger Ray, 20th Aiden Smith, Stephen Wallace Jr., Bobo Jones, Gatlin Downey, William Duncan, Cody Goforth, Larry Hagan, Joseph Strigley, Alex Kraft, Matt Sladek, your top 30, then Maxwell Fye, Cordell Smith, Riley Spurlitube, Austin Delgado, Austin Murray round out the field, and Zachary DeLello multiple laps down. We still have a long way to go in this event. 1/3 of the race left. Let's see if we can get it green, but by how these guys race Watkins Glen, we say it every year and we see it every year, it's going to be some chaos. Do not expect Anderson Reed or Ethan Head, maybe even Matty Porta to win this race. Expect some guy in 7th to win the race because they could be the ones actually coming out of this one with the victory. Coming down the front straightaway, Reed's going to lead them down. Green flag's back in the air. We're racing once again at Watkins Glen, and Ethan Head with his aggression dives right to the inside. Now Eli Bright trying to throw the block on Alex Benyako. They're going to be 3 wide back there. Maxwell Fye's into the outside wall coming off of the corner. Now Ethan Head and Reed are door banging down into the S's for the race lead as they go at it here. But now Porta is going to try to push Anderson Reed clear. He's going to try to clear Head himself. Side by side for second as Matty Porta wants to get in this one and fight for the win. Maxwell Fye was in the outside wall on that restart. Maybe we'll get a replay for you. But Anderson Reed out in front looking for his 3rd win at Watkins Glen. Logan Bradley trying to peep out from behind Matty Porta there. Look at Logan Bradley, though, in this 57. He's up inside the top 5. Fantastic run. Kukulon and Emmons are both going to go wide. That's going to cut off Jay Jefferson there in the 48. And now Eli Bright had nowhere to go. Here comes Porta back to the inside in the 12. Let's see if Porta can get the first career win for Rockstar Energy Racing in the Crown Royal Truck Series. Now you got Anderson Reed. He's going to pull back away. Kukulon back there in 6th, watching his truck of Matty Porta out in front. Eli Bright might have just gotten a piece of the wall there in that 8 truck. But down the front straightaway they go. Still green here at Watkins Glen. Top 4 single file outside of Anderson Reed. It's really going to be an underdog win here, especially with the 12 team contact there. Reed into the wall. Matty Porta's in it as well as they slide through the S's. And your race leaders are in it, crashing up in front of them. Drivers are trying to get through the grass. Alex Benyaka was turned into the wall with Kukulon. And now it's a bunch of dirt being kicked up. Will they be able to make it back on track without crashing anyone else? Austin Johnson's in it. Kukulon's in it. Benyako not happy. William Duncan gets turned by Benyako as they come back around. Alex Kraft gets a piece of it. Spurlitube sneaks through. Anderson Reed comes in and flies into the back of DeLello. Duncan's up and over, but going to continue on in that 12. Anderson Reed's day is done. And Ethan Head is your race leader as they come back around. Logan Bradley, Eli Bright, look further back. Preston Emmons, Jesse Turner will be your top 5. And now, outside of Eli Bright, we could see a big underdog performance here. But it will be Ethan Head leading them back around. Peter Onjak's up here. Jefferson, do not count out Alex Peters. Now Luke Rady's in the top 10. Roger Ray's 11th. And as we said, cautions are going to be big here at Watkins Glen. Benyako was a bit upset with Kukulon. You saw him hitting him there, but it got him turned down into Duncan. So the Ditech truck is torn up after they were having a pretty decent day. And you know Benyako's not going to be happy about that. I mean, you know Duncan's probably not going to be happy about that either. But Benyako was just getting angry at whoever he was fighting with. Is that Sladek? Sladek's been involved in like 3 incidents today. But you know he was not happy with Kukulon, who I think basically put him into the wall and into the dirt back there. He's not gonna be happy. Zachary DeLello's 2 laps down. His day just done. He was trying to just get some points, and that car is torn up. Duncan flipped over, but the car doesn't seem too damaged. The 83 looks worse than that, so they might be able to repair that 29, and they will not. It looks like that team's just gonna bring it on in. Benyako as well. Anderson Reed, heavy damage. And you just can't go aggressive into turn 1. Turn 1, we said, is where everything's going to happen. And him and Matty Porta tangle up. Porta was going to run away with this one if he could just clear Anderson Reed. And that ends up with this 12 truck in the wall. So Spurley Tube's in the wall. Porta, one of the favorites, in the wall. Same with Anderson Reed. Alex Kraft was involved in that. We got a lot to discuss after this incident here, but we still have a bit of laps left in this race, and it's Ethan Head, the underdog for Shade Burkhardt Racing, out in front. So much happened on this one. It's just going to be a chaotic replay here. Anderson Reed, the race leader. The 12 in second as they go in. Porta's trying to make a big move. Reed goes wide. Porta's going to hook him, and that's going to take Porta out of this one. And Anderson Reed. Heavy hit there. Now everyone's trying to scatter through the S's. Looking back here, you see Bright move that 20 out of the way, but those two are crashing. Monaco was sent wide. Now Benyako's going to hook with Kukulon. They're now in the grass trying to get through there. You see Jefferson sliding through on Jack. Austin Johnson's just in the dirt back there. And you can't see coming up the S's now. It's just a blind scatters. They're almost 4 wide coming out. Kukulon back into the wall, sliding around, and Benyako's going to actually get into the back of the 20, and that's going to put him into William Duncan and the 76. Big hit to Duncan there, but you also see the 12 coming on through. Anderson Reed just does not slow down and lifts the 53 up. Duncan goes for a rollover, but is able to drive the car back around. Anderson Reed sitting there, though, and you see just nowhere to go. The track's now blocked, really nowhere to go. And some hard hits here to multiple drivers here at Watkins Glen. We'll bring you back to the action after this. Back live here at Watkins Glen, race leader Ethan Head, in what could have been his first career NSDCA victory, loses an engine pacing around, and that is so heartbreaking for an underdog performance. Crowd was on their feet, ready to see Ethan possibly win his first career race. And that dream is going to go up in smoke. Ethan Head's day is done, really. And that you gotta just feel for him. As they pace around, no one else came down pit road other than Matty Porta to repair some damage, so I believe we should be clean to make it to the end. Logan Bradley is your race leader now. Eli Bright second, so Bright could go 3 in a row, but look at Preston Emmons. He has only 1 career win at a road course, Old Spice, in the Mountain Dew Custom Series last season. He is 3rd. Jesse Turner for Onge Auto was not re-signed by Ditech, has not won a race since the Valvoline 200 3 years ago. He's in 4th. Peter Onjak 5th. Jay Jefferson 6th. Alex Peters 7th. So you have some strong guys up here, especially Eli Bright sitting 2nd. Antoine Smith 8th. Luke Rainey is 9th, and Roger Ray from 38th to 10th. He was last at one point earlier this race. Colton Yo, the Magic Man, trying to make the chase this season. He sits in the 12th position. Aiden Smith, a road course guy, 13th. Kev Shear, 14th. Downey, 15th. Johnson, Stephen Wallace Jr., Cody Goforth, Bobo Jones, Sebastian Kukulon, And Austin Murray, that's your top 20 because Ethan Head is blown up. Maxwell Fye, Austin Delgado, Larry Hagan, Eric Monaco, Alex Kraft, Joseph Strigley, Spurley Tube, Cordell Smith, the remainder of the field. Alex Benyako's a lap down. Matty Porta, they ripped the hood off. He's still out there. And Ethan Head just trying to make his way back around. So now we will see what will happen. Logan Bradley is your race leader. Eli Bright second. Preston Emmons third. Jesse Turner 4th, Peter Onjak 5th. One driver has never won in the Truck Series, but has never gotten a full-time opportunity. One driver, 0 Truck Series wins, and this is his first year driving full-time. These guys back here combined for 4 wins this season with the 45 and 48. Eli Bright, 6 wins inside that top 7. And many of them have 0 wins this season, including Peter Onjak. Peter wants to join Jay Jefferson as one of the drivers who has won in both Trucks and Cup this season. Ethan Head has finally parked the car, allowed it to be towed back. So here we are. Logan Bradley is your race leader. 17 of 21, 18 of 21, so it should be, that would be 4 to go in this event. Logan Bradley in the race lead. Eli Bright second. Preston Emmons third. Jesse Turner 4th. Peter Onjak 5th. Coming down the front straightaway, they get the green flag. We're racing again at Watkins Glen. Jay Jefferson goes down to block Alex Peters. Here we go into turn 1. They're going crazy. 3 wide for 5th. Peters slow on the bottom, but Eli Bright might have just gave the number 57 of Bradley a bump. Here comes Bright looking to make history for 3 in a row here in the Truck Series this season as he's going to try and will clear the 57. Here comes Preston Emmons in the 94. Jay Jefferson in the 48 wants to get himself into the mix there as he's to the inside of Onjak. Looking further back through the field. Did we have an incident? No, they're just slow. These are the damaged trucks at the back. Hopefully they will be able to stay clean. But we got a lot of underdogs left. Emmons is going to move the 57 out of the way. Here comes Preston Emmons for Cloud Foster Racing Operations. Eli Bright might be too tough to be stopped, though. He has been on a tear the last 2 weeks with 2 wins. Now Logan Bradley, Preston Emmons, they're fighting for their first wins this season. They're fighting possibly for their careers. Bradley's been re-signed, but will he be able, if he can win this race, he could make the chase. Emmons wants to put another truck win onto his resume. Antoine Smith bounces off the wall further back. There is 3 to go at Watkins Glen. Eli Bright in the race lead. He's going to throw it in and go wide. Here comes Emmons. That's what you need. It's hard to break down into turn 1 in these very tough trucks. Roger Ray inside the top 10. Aiden Smith inside the top 10. Luke Rainey's up here. The rest of the field at the back damaged or out of this one. We got a group of strong trucks up front, though. Eli Bright being chased by Preston Emmons. Top 6 have broken away from the rest of the pack, but does the 94 team have anything for Eli Bright? Emmons goes wide. He's going to try to get that momentum coming off of the corner. Jay Jefferson back there as well, but it looks like he might have went too wide. That's going to open the gap for Eli Bright up front. Every time a driver has won 2 in a row, they lead in the 3rd race, and something goes amiss. An engine failure, a crash. Right now, Eli Bright, he's going to put it in the wall. Heavy hit for the 8 truck. The caution is out. This will end the race. Colton Yo, this should end the race, and Eli Bright might have just taken his 3rd win in a row. Colton Yo was turned around in the O2 truck. Eli Bright slams the wall. Jesse Turner's been spun. He might have been dumped by Jay Jefferson there. As everyone else is going to try to line themselves back up. But I think that'll be Eli Bright's race. And he should make history as the first driver to win 3 in a row. I know he won Carbondale. I forget what the race before that was, but I'm pretty sure he won the last 2 races. I will definitely make sure under this commercial break to make sure he has. But Eli Bright in the race lead has to make 2 more laps. Preston Emmons in 2nd in the 94 truck. This is a remarkable performance for him today and a fantastic run for CFRO in this 94 team. This will be the best run for the 94 team this season, especially outstanding when Patrick Smith and Dusty Neal, who have years more experience than Emmons, have also ran this truck well. Logan Bradley in 3rd, Peter Onjak 4th, Jesse Turner 5th, Jay Jefferson, Roger Ray, Alex Peters, Antoine Smith, and it looks like Aiden Smith will be your top 10. But Eli Bright might have just taken his 3rd win on the season and in a row here. We're going to fact check that real quick. Bring you guys back to the action here at Watkins Glen for the final lap around Watkins Glen. See if Eli Bright will get his 3rd victory. Another incident here, the 0-2. Back here side by side with Stephen Wallace Jr. They're going to make contact, spins out into the wall. Colton Yo's day is done. We'll bring you guys back to the action here at Watkins Glen right after this. Back live here at Watkins Glen, and the only concern I have now is these guys pit on lap 7. That's 14 laps. Is there enough fuel to make it to the end? They think so. Eli Bright stays out. Emmons stays out. If no one comes in, there shouldn't really be an issue with fuel. And it looks like that's it right there. Coming to the white flag. The field's coming on around. They're pacing each other around, and I think that's going to be it. Eli Bright won Nashville last month. He won Carbondale last month. And now he's looking to win Watkins Glen and make history in the NSDCA, being the first driver to win 3 races in a row. Diego Yepes has had 2 wins multiple times in a row, but has never won 3 in a row. Jay Jefferson last season, if Iowa, he did not have the mechanical failure at Iowa, he probably would have been a champion and a 4-time winner in a row last season in the chase. And right now, Eli just has to clutch it in, coast it in, especially not uphill though, but coast it in, make sure you got enough fuel, don't mess up the engine, don't blow the engine, don't worry about a flat tire. You just got to come across to finish this race. Preston Emmons in second is hoping that he has a mechanical failure in the 8 truck. But Preston Emmons, you cannot give doubt there. He's in second. Jesse Turner sits 5th in the 47. And you see, really, they had underdogs up here earlier, or in this race, but really top 5 has 3 of them, and then it's a bunch of stronger trucks. Got the Smiths back here. Luke Rainey in 11th is great. Kev Shear, I believe that's his highest finish this season, 12th. Downey 13th. He's just happy he's going to be able to take that truck home. Bobo Jones 17th. Kukulon ends up 20th today. Alex Kraft up to 23rd for the Simtech team is a good run there. Strigley 26th. He led a lap early. Spurley Tube, Porta, they were just too damaged after those incidents and not enough time. They can't pick up spots. So Spurley Tube's going to be scarily in the wild card spot. And we could have like 6 drivers outside of the wild card spots now fighting for those. But with this win for Eli Bright, it's not only going to give him his 3rd win on the season, this will lock him into the chase. This will give him a shot at winning the regular season title in the 8 truck, as he's really, he led laps. He has a few laps led. I don't know if he has the most, but Roger Ray is going to pick up at least 7 or 8 points on Ray, which that gap was already really short. So this gives him a fighting chance for the regular season title. He could realistically win the championship this year if he's going this crazy right now. And he's throwing himself in the ring. He was not just a replacement for Riley Spurley-Tube. He was not just a holdover, the 4th driver at TSR. Last season, he didn't have the equipment. This season, he has the equipment, and he's going to capitalize. Texas Star Racing is going to score their 6th win of the season, and Eli Bright makes history. He wins it at Watkins Glen. 3 in a row in the Crown Royal Truck Series. Has never been done before, and Eli Bright takes home the victory at a fairly calm, really, Watkins Glen. Texas Star Racing is showing they are dominant. Dodge really is showing they are dominant. Texas Star Racing and Onge Auto are leading the Dodge charge. They've won multiple races in Cup and Trucks. They have championship contenders in both of those series. Currently, I haven't seen the point standings yet. I'll see those after the race. But currently, they have all 3 Texas Star Racing trucks in the chase. Riley Spurley-Tube even still might be, because he does have those points over the who was the other one above him? Whoever was above him in points. Matthew Brown, who crashed out earlier. So Spurley-Tube has that position. he might still have a buffer over guys below him because we do have a lot of underdogs or drivers ahead of him in points sitting up here. Like Jefferson is pretty far down in points, but he has 2 wins. He should be able to lock himself in now into the chase, especially with a wild card spot, especially finishing there. Roger Ray, a valiant effort, made it through all the carnage, got up to 7th in this race. Eli Bright takes home the victory. Preston Emmons in 2nd. It's heartbreaking that he didn't have those last few laps to race to the end, and it's pretty much Watkins Glen again. A lot of cautions here at the road courses. This is one, though, that the fans really like. This is a course that the fans really like and will probably come here for years to come. But Eli Bright takes home his 3rd win of the season. Preston Emmons comes up just short, but still a fantastic run. And we had a pretty good amount of cars still left in this event. And a pretty good still not damaged. So a lot of cars out, but that's just a factor of Watkins Glen. It is the super speedway of road courses in the NSDCA. Eli Bright comes home 3rd win on the season, and that will definitely make the point standings pretty interesting as we head to the final 2 races. Chicagoland doubleheader to decide the 10 drivers in the chase. See how that goes. Last season, Jay Jefferson won his first race of the season at Chicagoland, went on to almost win the title, but won 3 races in the chase. Maybe someone who doesn't have a win this season but is fighting in the championship. Peter Onjak, for example, could be a driver to watch that could take a win at his home track in Chicagoland. But we will say goodbye now from Watkins Glen. The Cup race coming up soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you guys next time on the NSDCA.